Hi guys, Laura here. I wanted to quickly go over how to use the Plum tubing and pump when you need that. So I've got a nice expired bag of fluid here. I'll try to zoom in so y'all can see it, but just the same way you would with any type of fluid, we're gonna hang it up. We're gonna pull out the stop here. Let's see. And then the thing that makes this tubing challenging is that it, and also work well, is it has this guy right here. You can see two sides of it. Depending on what kind of video you look, it'll tell you to look at either side. This is right side up, and this dial is what controls. You can dial it in, open it, and then dial it back in to close it. You can also just pull it in and out to open and close. But that's what controls your rate for you. So the hard part about this is if any bubbles get into this little system, you can kind of get into a bad place. Often you can troubleshoot it, but it's really a pain. So easiest if you don't get into that issue. So what I always do with my tubing is I make sure I've got my little guy here, and then I clamp off this upper clamp here right below your dropper. And then when I plug in, like when I poke the bag, I'm gonna also kink this off, and I make sure to fill my drip chamber before opening this tubing, which is essentially what this is doing too, but just kind of a double thing. So I'm gonna, can you guys see here? Spike my tubing here, remaining clean. So you guys, I don't know if you can see, the drip chamber is about halfway full, so I'm gonna release that. Nothing's going yet because I've got this still clamped. So before I unclamp it, I'm gonna turn this chamber over. So the white is gonna go to the bottom. So you see how it's upside down. And I like to look at the back side where it has this stiff plastic chamber. Let's see if you guys can see. So I look at this side. Some people will tell you to look at this side, which is like a soft area. So I look at this side. Once I open it, it's gonna start dripping. And I watch it. And as soon, let's see. Kinked off somewhere else. Oh, I know. So before you do that, so I've got this kinked. Sorry guys. Open your stopper. So completely open it, or you can do it about halfway. If you do it halfway, it just lets you control it a little faster. It's not such a fast rate. Then unclamp. Then we're gonna start dripping. As soon as it gets to the top, I flip it. So it's that easy. So now I'm gonna let it fill the rest of the tubing. So just to show you again, and it's fine for me to flip it now that the fluid has gone through, but I let it get to the very top of this hard plastic chamber. As soon as the fluid reaches here, I flip it. And then we've got our fluid going to the end of our tubing. Once it's there, we are gonna be ready to load our pump. So I'm gonna turn the pump on. Get this a little closer here. It's gonna go through some self-tests here. My fluid is actually, because I've got, if I want it to go faster now, I can fully open the white clamp on the back. Now my fluid is to the end of the tubing, so I'm gonna close this again, and then it's asking me to insert the Plum set. So this again, this is the dial that controls it, so that's gonna go inside the machine. It can only go in one way, so if it's not going in, you're doing it the wrong way. And then it's gonna go clamp down. So then it's gonna test your chamber too. If you have a bunch of air in here, it's gonna alarm at you that there is air in your chamber, and it's a pain. So here we're gonna say we've got we're gonna run this antibiotic at 100 mils an hour for 50 mils of antibiotic over 30 minutes, and we're gonna start. Or we could also type, we want this 75 milliliters an hour is our patient's rate, and we want it to go over 12, whoops, sorry. We were gonna have, for 12 hours, the next 12 hours while this patient's NPO, we're gonna have them go at 75 mils an hour. That did not work out right. Okay, let's try that again. So duration is 12 hours, and then rate is 75, and that's gonna be 900 mils over the next. So basically what I was trying to show you is you have to set 2 of them, and it'll figure out your third, and you can do that in whichever order you want to. The other thing you can do is you can delay it, you can stand by, you can also enter a drug list. You can go through up and down here, all the different medicines that we have here. Not everything is on there, and if it's not, then sometimes you just cannot label it. Let's cancel back here. Let's see. So then if we want to do B, so this is our second port, we could either do, we can do piggyback or we can do concurrent. So you can have the fluid, your second, say you have a K rider in here and you want it to run concurrently with your normal saline, you can do that. And they're both gonna run at the same time. If you do a piggyback, it's gonna stop your primary infusion and it's gonna run just your secondary here. And then when the secondary is done, then it will start your primary infusion back. So hopefully that clears up some things. I do think that my method for getting the tubing filled without air bubbles is really effective. So try it. Yeah, and have a great day. Bye.